We have the second product launch here. As an HR professional in talent acquisition management, our core responsibility is to hiring the right people with skills and credentials. That's non-negotiable. While profiling activities like interviewing an indicator of candidates' potential and character, activities like background screening are reflective of a candidate's past. Employee verification is key to understanding a candidate's past experience, skills they possess, and behavior in the workplace and reasons for leaving. However, as an HR community, in the process of employment verification, we struggle on two fronts. One is getting a quick response to employment verification for prospective candidates or hires. And two, managing incoming employment verification requests efficiently. How can we solve both problems? Today, AuthBridge is launching Product Work Attest, and we have Ajay here. And the first question is, how can we solve these two problems?
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks, Jeff, for the introduction. So we've been, in AuthBridge, we've been in the business of screening people for almost 11 years. And we work with close to 700 clients across the country. We've screened millions of people and close to about 50,000 employment screenings being done by us every month. And there's one factor which we've come across very consistently is that we are actually, all our customers ask us to give a faster and a quicker turnaround on our reports. And a lot of HR folks sitting here will appreciate what I'm trying to say. You're hiring people all the time, and you want people to join as quickly as possible. You don't want the joining times to extend because the background screening report isn't coming in time. But the reality is that the key lies in your own hand. One of the bottlenecks in the employment verification process is the HR fraternity themselves. And that's the problem we've tried to address by making the process of employment screening very collaborative through Work Attest. Just to give you a little bit of background, so though we started as an employee screening company, today we are one of the largest aggregators of data on individuals and companies, and we present it for numerous use cases from hiring decisions to lending decisions across a range of companies. I heard the previous sessions where big data being used for all different purposes. So we aggregated India's 190 million criminal records into one single repository to give you a search within a second, irrespective of where the person's committed a crime. The data is being used by law enforcement agencies in India, and it's kind of a big achievement for us. So we brought the same collaboration engine to Work Attest to do employment screening faster. And better. So
there seems like there's a lot of dedicated resources a company would have to have for post-employment verification of different types of candidates. What are some of the best practices that can be incorporated by using your product?
Right. So what we realized that typically, and we did this study for HCL, thanks Prithvi. I met him somewhere, he's sitting there. Typically an organization with about 100,000 people who've exited them over the last few years responds to about 30,000 employment verification requests every year. And for that, you have people deployed, and typically a large organization will have about 2 to 3 people deployed to just respond to that. So one, there is a productivity issue. 2, there is an issue that these people are employed in completely unproductive task, which is responding to a verification request. And 3rd, that despite your having resources to do that job, HR functions still take about a week to 10 days to respond. So a very unproductive job takes such a lot of time, and it impacts you yourself. So we've put the whole engine together. You contribute data to Work Attest, pretty much like uploading an Excel sheet. It's as simple as that. And close to about 200 background screening companies across the world have real-time access to this data, and they can actually do a verification of your ex-employee within a second. But that's the very minimal that Work Attest does for you. What it does is it provides you as an HR person a lot of insights into your own exit data, something that you always wanted to have, but you didn't have the technology and wherewithal to collect that data.
So Ajay, you mentioned that it saves a lot of time because it's an automated process, and the people that are coming to you, they want to have a quick response. So those are two great highlights. So it takes it out of the hands of the organization and becomes automated.
Yeah.
I guess the question that I have is, if I'm contributing my data to this entity, what are some of the benefits that the organization has? You talked about some of the different types of outcomes, like where did my people go when they left my organization? Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. So what's interesting is that every organization, and we operate in 120 countries today, every organization provides responses to an employment verification company. So anytime AuthBridge reaches out to you, asking you about one of your ex-employees, you would respond. But what you don't realize is that when we are reaching out to you, we can give you a lot more data about that individual, which you're not asking us. What WorkerTest does is that it gives you that data back. So literally on real time, you have access to which employee is being background checked for which organization. Effectively, you get to analyze your attrition very, very quickly, almost in real time. So if you pull out a monthly report from a WorkerTest dashboard, it tells you where are you losing people. And if you give us more demographic information, we can also tell you, without any resource being utilized at your end, that where are those people going, why are they going there, and what are the demographic assessments. So are they leaving a particular reporting manager? Are they leaving a particular process? Are they leaving a particular geography? Any other cut on the data is all available to you real time, and it doesn't come to you at any cost at all. So the HR fraternity actually should look at this as a pure collaboration engine where we're just putting all of you together, getting you to put the data together, and data of your exited employees. We're not asking for data of your current employees. Data of employees who've already exited you. We put it all together and open it back to all of you in a form that will be useful to you.
So you talked about cost. Are there any concerns about privacy, or what types of information do you share?
Yeah. So the information being shared today with WorkerTest by close to 25 to 30 large contributors who've shared data is the same information that you will give me if I was to reach out to you offline to do somebody's employment verification. Typically, the date of joining, the date of leaving, the reason for leaving, and the person's eligibility for a rehire. Very basic questions. There is no personally identifiable information. There is nothing that we collect or we transmit which can have any implication on from a data privacy perspective. So largely a collaboration engine which just changes significantly the way you are responding to employment verification and puts the power back in your hand on the exit data and subsequent insights to it.
Gotcha. We have about 30 seconds, but I just wanted to hear what types of organizations are working with you right now, and where do you see this organization going in about the next 5 years?
So when we built the concept, we actually went out to some of the largest organizations in India to test the concept. So we have one of the top IT companies in India which contributed data, giving us a lot of assurance that the insights we were generating through the product were powerful enough. We have the largest staffing company in the country, Manpower, just contributed data. We have the largest insurance company in India as ICICI Prudential, the second largest Max Life, they've contributed data. There are all the major healthcare companies in the country have contributed data to it. So it's essentially anybody can contribute, but the fact that we've had a pan-industry first level contribution to the data gives us tremendous amount of confidence on what insights we bring to all of you through the product. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ajay, CEO and founder of the company of AuthBridge. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.